What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Countdown Scouting Network. I'm your host, Joey Garcia, and today we are breaking down week one of NFL play. Usually, I go over and just kind of review the games. That's what I do for the college games, at least, because I'm not able to watch all the college games. I watched Red Zone for the majority of these games, so I got a little sense, but not too much. And we're kind of just going off the top for this one. Week two, I'll be more prepared and better, obviously. But I just kind of wanted to get this one going. So, without further ado, let's break these games down. Starting out with the Thursday night game between the Lions and the Chiefs. This was a surprise to a lot of people. I actually bet the Lions money line, so I'm very happy about that. But the Chiefs should have won this game. Kadarius Toney didn't have a great game. Sky Moore as well had some drops. But the Lions are tenacious. Jared Goff played really, really well. The offensive line did a good job giving him time. Defense, defense played okay. Honestly, they didn't play great. That pick six that they got, I think there was another interception that they ended up getting, was really the receiver's fault. So they didn't play great on defense. That is somewhere areas that the Lions need to get better at. But the run game was good. We're hoping that Jahmyr Gibbs played a little bit. I want to see him get some more touches. I know we all do. He looked electric when he got the ball in his hand, so that's very, very promising. Chiefs will bounce back. I still think that they're honestly, a top 3 or 4 team in the league right now. And Patrick Mahomes will get help from these receivers. And if not, in a week or two, they'll be calling to get some trades of some receivers. So going into the Sunday slate, we got the Dolphins Chargers. This game was electric. It was a heavyweight battle on offense. Defense didn't play particularly well for either team. I think the Dolphins defense ended up not getting any takeaways. Chargers defense got one takeaway. I think it was pass interference, but they ended up getting an interception. Tua balled out, and that's mostly with the help of Tyreek Hill and some of those other receivers. He played well, but it just felt like some of these balls were underthrown. Austin Eckler played really, really well. Justin Herbert played about as well as you would hope he played. But the offensive line wasn't holding up for the Dolphins, is what I would say. Chargers offensive line looked good, be able to hold up against Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips and some of these other guys, Christian Wilkins on the interior, because they just ran it down Miami's throat. Miami's playing a new defense, but I think it was 200-something rushing yards. You see Austin Eckler got 117 rushing yards. That's not even counting through the air. But Tyreek Hill is a freak. 11 receptions, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns. One of them was a back shoulder fade, perfect ball placement, perfect catch. I don't know how he made that catch. I think both these teams are playoff teams, but you got to be worried about the defenses. Dolphins don't have that. Dolphins are supposed to have a good defense. Chargers are supposed to have a good defense. Maybe it's because they were playing against really, really great offenses, but I don't know. I'm worried about both defenses. The next game, the Panthers versus the Falcons. This game, I'm not going to lie. If you're not a Panthers fan and you're not a Falcons fan, this game was very, very boring. Kyle Pitts needs to get more targets. How did Drake London get 0 catches? Tyler Algier got 15 carries compared to Bijan. I think Bijan got 9 carries. He also got some passes thrown to him. So that's good, but let's feed these guys. I like Tyler Algier. There's nothing against him, but you got Kyle Pitts, you got Drake London, you got Bijan. Why are they not getting the ball? The Panthers, that offensive line is not looking as good as I thought they were going to look. Defense looked good. Bryce Young just didn't really have any receivers being able to separate. That's okay. It's a rookie year thing. We'll see next game. The Bengals and Browns. This was very surprising. I knew the Bengals would start off slow because they didn't have preseason with Joe Burrow because he was a little banged up. But 3 points. Joe Burrow looked really, really bad. I think it was 98 total passing yards. Deshaun Watson Just kind of looked like Deshaun Watson of last year. So I'm still a little concerned about that. But Nick Chubb looked really, really good for the Browns. Donovan Peoples-Jones at receiver also looked pretty good. That's all I got to say. The Jaguars and the Colts. Let's look at this one. So Jaguars looked very, very potent on offense. I know it's a Colts team. The defense is a decent defense, though. They've had some turnover. They're not a great defense, but it's a decent defense. The two running backs, Tank Bigsby and Etienne, look good, but this passing attack with Ridley and with Zay Jones look good. Christian Kirk didn't do too much, but those two look good. The Colts, Anthony Richardson looked really, really good. He looked calm, composed. There were some passes that you're like, yeah, he put too much on that one. Yeah, that one needs to be kind of floated up. And, he made some mistakes, but he looked good on the ground, and he made some big-time throws as well. So, Colts fans, you might have a good one. Going to the Bucs-Vikings. I heard that at halftime, Baker Mayfield came out and said, hey, I know what their signals are. If they do this, that means they're dropping into cover 3. If they do that, it's a blitz from the corner. Like he was calling out their defensive signals and everything like that. If that's true, the Vikings, Brian Flores, what is happening? How does he know your signals? Obviously, they're not hidden super well. I don't know if it's the signals from the Mike linebacker or what. That's a little concerning. But again, you only put up 17 points on the Bucs. This Bucs defense, I didn't think this Bucs defense was going to be that good. 344 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception from Kirk Cousins. That's more than enough from Kirk. How was the running game? Not very good on both sides. Couldn't really get anything going. Alexander Madison didn't look that good. Rashad White, disappointing. But the Bucs' offensive line is very, very bad. Next, the Titans-Saints game. This game was also another one where it just, not until the end. The ending, and that in the back end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, that's kind of when it got a little exciting for me. People were taking deep shots. Derrick Henry played, but was out-snapped or out-carried by Tyjae Spears in this one, I heard. Again, Ryan Tannehill threw three turnovers. Like, I don't know if they're on Ryan Tannehill. I didn't watch the full game. I was just watching the other stuff. But if it's on the offensive line, he's just throwing it up. Is it on the receivers? Is it on him? I don't know, but that's got to be taken away because to lose by 1 point with three interceptions is bad. Next, the 49ers. 49ers look really good. Brock Purdy is playing his game. Kenny Pickett did not look that good. Christian McCaffrey, they said Christian McCaffrey we're going to take off of his plate for the early parts of the season. They gave him 22 carries, and they also threw it to him multiple times. So that was a lie. The Steelers' defense struggled tremendously to cover. I thought that their secondary was going to be better this year. At least for this game, it wasn't. So we're going to have to figure that out. And also their linebacking core struggling as well. This game, Cardinals-Commanders. I did not watch this game. I'm sorry. If you're a Cardinals or Commanders fan, you definitely watched it. I watched some of it, and I couldn't do it. I like Josh Dobbs as a person. I could not watch him, man. I really could not watch these offenses. Sam Howell struggled every time I was watching. It was painful football. It felt like I was watching a Big Ten game with like Iowa versus Wisconsin is what it felt like. I'm sorry. So I don't have an analysis on that game. The Texans-Ravens. This game I had to turn off as soon as J.K. Dobbins got hurt. I have J.K. Dobbins on my team. I've been rooting for him since he was a rookie. I actually really liked him as a rookie. Before I had this channel, I was doing a little bit of player evaluation, and I really liked him. I had him as my number 2 running back behind DeAndre Swift, and then I had Jonathan Taylor as my RB3. Sounds foolish now, but that's how I had it. I really liked J.K. Dobbins. Thought he played well at Ohio State. It's just sad. Back-to-back injuries for him. He's 24. By the time he gets back into the league, he'll be mid-25. once he gets his explosiveness back. You're talking about 26 years old. Maybe he has a Deontay Foreman resurgence, if you remember that, back in like 2018. He was looking good, and then 2019 ended up tearing his Achilles. And then finally, last 2 years ago, like 2021, it took him like 2 years to finally get back in and kind of start looking good. But I'm rooting for him. I heard C.J. Stroud played well, but I didn't really get to see too much of that. The next game, the Packers and Bears. Packers 38, Bears 20. Jordan Love passing the ball around, getting it to his receivers. Looked good. Aaron Jones looked good on his couple breakout runs and breakout passes. I heard he got injured in the middle of this game, though. I didn't notice it. Justin Fields. I had a bet with a friend that he would make the Pro Bowl this year. I thought he was going to take a step up, make a Pro Bowl this year. This was not a good first impression. I do think the Packers defense is fairly decent. I'll give him that. Also, can we talk about Chase Claypool? The dude drops every ball. He refuses to block for people. He kind of just has an attitude, is what it feels like to me. You gave up pick 32 for this guy, and he is the worst receiver you guys have on the field. Darnell Mooney looks good. DJ Moore looks good. We're trying to get bubble screens, and you refuse to block multiple times. Then we try to have the bubble screen with you, and you just drop the ball. I don't know. I'm done with Chase Claypool ever since he was in Pittsburgh, and he got mad at his offensive line because he was celebrating when they're in a 1-minute offense, no timeouts left, 20-something seconds to go. He catches the ball, gets a first down, and does a first down signal with the ball in his hand instead of handing it to the ref like you're taught. This isn't high school. This isn't college. I understand, like, you are excited that you got the first down, but you're, like, flexing and taunting that you caught a 4-yard pass for a first down. When we got no timeouts, there's 30 seconds left. We're trying to get in field goal range to win the game. So that was 2 years ago. But I just wanted to bring that up because every time I see him, that's what I think of. And I think about how he talked crap about his offense. Again, I'm going on a rant that has nothing to do with this game. But he talked crap about his offensive line in the freaking post-game presser when they lost the game. No, dude, that's on you. That's it. It's an attitude thing for me. Didn't mean to go on that rant, but I did. Let's go to the Raiders-Broncos game. I didn't watch this game. I was watching the Dolphins game at this point, and I got an alert on my phone. Jimmy Garoppolo has left the field with an injury. I'm like, oh my gosh. First few plays coming in to a new team, and he's already injured. That sucks. That's terrible. But then he came back out and he played, so I don't really know what was going on with that. Jacoby Myers, again, the New England Patriots fans, which we'll get to their game next, you guys paid Juju Smith-Schuster the same amount of money that it would have cost you to keep Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers dominated. He outproduced Devontae Adams on the same team, and you refuse to pay this guy. I don't understand why they refused to pay him. He looked good. Javonte Williams is back. He looked good on some of his plays as well. Josh Jacobs, I think Josh Jacobs did okay. I'm pretty sure the run games in both of these were good. Quarterback play, Russell Wilson. I don't know. It might take some time. I'm still believing Sean Payton's going to resurrect Russell Wilson. But I don't know. I do not know. It does not look good. Courtland Sutton didn't get very much separation. And it's like, dude, Jerry Jeudy is out. So it's all you, Courtland Sutton. Didn't play very well. I don't know about this Broncos team. It might just be a straight-up disaster this year. And you don't even have your own first-round pick. So that's crazy. Eagles versus Patriots. Eagles started out strong and then kind of sputtered a little bit and then finished the game. The Patriots, Mac Jones, I thought Mac Jones did fine. People keep talking about how Mac Jones kind of threw this game away. I didn't really see it. I didn't watch the whole like I wasn't paying attention intently to this game. Um, but I thought the Eagles looked decent. Didn't look 100% crisp by any point. But for the Patriots to keep it close with the Eagles, even if it's not Eagles 100%, this is a Patriots team that I believe was 7-10 last year, going up against the Eagles, who were very, very close to winning the Super Bowl. So I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say other than Jordan Davis on defensive line was a wrecking ball. Every time he was in the game, you could tell. You could just feel it, which is awesome as a rookie coming in and doing that stuff. N'Kobe Dean ended up getting injured. I don't know if that was before the game, during the game. It looks like he's on IR for a little bit. So praying for the best for him. Let's go to the Rams, Seattle. Seattle, their offense was okay, not explosive at all. Defense was really, really good, I thought. Offense was not explosive, but it was like manageable enough that if you just get a couple more of the third down conversions, you're going to end up scoring more points and really doing a good job of clock management, I thought. Matthew Stafford threw the ball all over the field without Cooper Kupp. He did a good job of getting the ball to other receivers. Running game was not very good, though. Cam Akers got, I think, 22 carries for 29 yards. Just absolutely terrible. Kyron Williams came in, and he basically was the vulture, which is hilarious that he comes in and he's the touchdown vulture when Cam Akers is, I believe, 20 pounds heavier. Like Cam Akers is 5'10", 210 pounds, and I believe Kyron Williams is 5'8" and a half, 190. So 20 pounds heavier, and Kyron's getting goal line carries. So good for him. I think he's earned it. It might be a wake-up call for Cam Akers because he did not look good this game. I'll flat out say he didn't look good. Puka Nacua, the rookie out of Baylor, wide receiver, took over for Cooper Kupp. He got like 14 targets, ended up with 10 catches, 100-something yards. Tutu Atwell, finally from Louisville, is starting to show out 6 receptions, 119 yards. Van Jefferson did okay, 4 receptions for like 20-something yards only. But, yeah, it was a pretty good game for the Rams. They're not dead yet, I will say. Cowboys-Giants. This one, I ended up falling asleep at halftime because I'm like, I'm not going to watch this game. Giants struggled. And by struggled, I mean Daniel Jones. I don't want to put it all on Daniel Jones, so I won't say that. Daniel Jones didn't have his best game. We'll just say that. Dak Prescott did what he needed to do to get them out in front. The running game, Tony Pollard, looked good. I didn't think Tony Pollard was going to look this good. I thought he might take a step back. 14 carries, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. So the Cowboys defense, I think this Cowboys defense is legit. So I'm not going to put it all on the Giants. Again, the Giants, everyone's expecting so much of the Giants because of what they did last year. Guys, last year they achieved. They're an 8 and what is that? 8 and 9? Is that a thing now, or is it 8 and 10? 8 and 9. Yeah, they're an 8 and 9 team. That's what they are. They're an 8 and, especially in this division. This is a tough division. They're a 7 and 10, maybe 9 and 8 team. Last year, I think they won 10 games. They should probably win 8 games this year. The Cowboys are very good. They've got receivers. They've got special teams. They've got a really good defense, and they got running back. The offensive line is better than it was last year. It's still a top half offensive line. It's not an elite offensive line, but it's a top half, top 16, top 15 offensive line probably. So this is a good Cowboys team. I'm not going to say Giants are terrible, but I think it's a little bit of Cowboys are better than everyone thought. Giants are worse than everyone thought. And again, is it going to be 40-0 if they don't get freaking like 24 points put up on them in the first 20 minutes of play? I don't think so. I think it's kind of switched up the game plan a little bit. Going to Monday Night Football. This is terrible. We'll start off with the worst, which is Aaron Rodgers on the 4th play of the offensive drive for the Jets. ends up tearing his Achilles on a sack. Offensive line we knew was going to be an issue. We talked about it during Hard Knocks, but this just sucks. Everyone's going to get sacked. It's just one of those things you just really wish did not happen. So Zach Wilson comes in and offense sputters like you expect it to. It's not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like stagnant, but it's just not as crisp as you would expect it to be on offense. Really, the Bills just need to run the ball. I know a bunch of other people talking about just run the ball, and you should be good. Yeah, let's throw the ball a little bit here and there. But Josh Allen just could not stop throwing into double and triple coverage. I don't really know why. They were winning the game most of the time, and he's just YOLO balls to these guys. So, yeah, he ended up losing them the game. That loss is on Josh Allen. Jets defense played extremely good. I think this is a top 2 defense in the league. I really think the Jets are a top 2 defense in the league, but they had no excuse winning that game. Breece Hall played well. Dalvin Cook played all right. I think we're just going to force feed them the ball. Stephon Diggs did well. Gabe Davis I feel like he struggled to get separation, and that was part of the problem is Josh Allen trying to throw it to Gabe Davis, I thought. So, but Jermaine Johnson and Quentin Williams and Quincy Williams and Sauce, and then, of course, Jordan Whitehead with the 3 interceptions. Jordan Whitehead gets 3 interceptions. He already meets the requirement for his contract bonus of 3+ interceptions in the season, so they're paying him $250,000 right now. Take it right now, just for 1 game. So that's awesome. Good for Jordan Whitehead. I think the Jets are going to be feisty in every game, but I just don't see them making the playoffs this year. And the Bills will bounce back. You just don't want Josh Allen to have a terrible game like that, especially on Monday night, especially against the New York Jets, who's a rival, and especially when they just had their starting quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, go down, when the team is deflated and the offense cannot move the ball very well. So that's all I got for you guys. Appreciate you guys stopping by. If you enjoyed, go ahead and hit subscribe, leave a like. Put down in the comments who you think had the best game this week, I guess. And then also put down in the comments your predictions of who you think will win next week's games. And I'll hit you guys back up next week. I'll see you guys then. Peace.